Hi, welcome to Psychology 2 Online. My name is Amy Sweetman and I'm your instructor. I wanted to start out by going over how our course works. So what I've done is I have recorded all my lectures. They're not as professional as probably they could be because basically what I do is I sit in front of the computer and I just talk. I pretend I'm in front of the classroom and I just talk. And sometimes I cough, sometimes I sneeze, sometimes I go and have to think about something. I might pause for a minute, but it's basically a simulation of what you would get in the classroom because I do all of those things when I'm in the classroom too. So basically, let's start going over like where you find all your course material. So let's see. First of all, when you go into your online course, you go to myetudes.org and then you can click on the links on the left-hand side like what I'm doing right now, and we will see that you have the syllabus with a week-by-week schedule. And then when you click on modules, this is where all your lectures are. So you can find all of your course material under modules. So the first thing that you do when you open up a module is you click on objectives, and this will give you an overview of what am I supposed to be learning in these modules. So for example, your first objective is where is the nervous system, and then you're supposed to name the 6 parts of the nervous system. So what you do is you click on each module. Okay. So the nervous system is approximately 9 minutes and you had some objectives for the nervous system. Then the next lecture is animal brain. So then you would go over the objectives for the animal brain and make sure that you can answer each one of the objectives, and then that's what you should use to study. So the next link on your left-hand side is assignments, tests, and surveys. So basically you have book quizzes in this class and lecture quizzes, and each one will be titled accordingly. So here's an analogy of how the course works. The book goes into a lot of details, but by going into a lot of details, I feel like you don't see the beauty of the field of neuroscience because we get so trapped in these details. So what I have is I have open book quizzes where you read the chapter, you take notes on the chapter to the best of your ability. Then when you open up the book quiz, you answer the questions as best as you can, and then when you don't know something, you go back in the book and you look up the answer. Now, the lecture quizzes are coming straight from my lecture, and what I do in my lectures is I simplify the material in the book. Sometimes I simplify it greatly, like really take it down to the very most basic concepts, and I just X out all the extraneous details. Because look, I believe that neuroscience is a beautiful field, and I refuse to teach you guys anything that I think that, okay, they would never need to use this in their life, or this is something that they can look it up. And so what I want to do is I want to show you the beauty of neuroscience without getting trapped in all the details. I want to give you the basic, the strong foundation. So for the first half of the class, I just spend time on the first 3 chapters, chapter 4, chapter 3, and chapter 2. And the reason why I spend so much time on those chapters is because that's the core of neuroscience. And if I give you a good solid core where I don't let you get all trapped up in the details, but I give you a solid foundation, I know that you'll be set up if you do decide to go on into neuroscience. So the book quizzes are written by the book. I use a test bank and they were written by the author of the book. But the lecture quizzes are coming from me and coming from my lecture and the way I presented the overview. So a lot of you want to know, well, Amy, can I get away with taking book quizzes by just listening to your lecture? No, I don't think so. I think you're going to have to look it up in the book. And oh, Amy, can I just take the lecture quizzes by reading the book? No, I don't think so. You have 2 separate teachers in this class. You have the book as a teacher and you have me as a teacher. And for me, there's no notes. For the book, you can use open book. Now let me tell you why I came up with this strategy. Is I run this contest in Los Angeles called the Los Angeles Brain Bee. And it's a chapter, there's the National Brain Bee, these are neuroscience competitions for high school students. So I work with UCLA, UC Irvine, USC, And I have all the top guys there, the head of the neuroscience department, professors at UC Irvine, the head of the USC neuroscience department at the Zilkha Academy. And we're all sitting up there and we're being judges. And so basically the National Brain Bee sends us the questions. So here I am, this little community college professor with all these bigwigs up there. And they're asking the question, and I see all of us debating. We're all debating, well, is that the answer? That's such a detailed question. Who would know that kind of stuff? That kind of stuff going on. So I'm like, my goodness, if the top performers in the neuroscience field don't know all the nitty-gritty, then why should I expect my community college non-neuroscience majors to know these nitty-gritty details? I need to just present them a beautiful overview, which is what all of the panel knows. Is we know the basics of how the brain works, but we might not know the fine little details. So in any case, as a wrap up, that's how we do our quizzes in this class. We've got a book quiz and we've got a lecture quiz. Now there's one other thing that we have in our class, and so it's on the left hand tabs, just where I showed you the other left hand tabs, and we have some discussions. So right now we're going to start our first discussion because class is just starting. I've presented you with a picture. So you see it on the screen? Alright, so now this video is going to stop and you're going to do your first assignment in Psychology 2. I want you to write me a story about what's going on in this picture. I want you to use your brain, the brain that we're studying this semester, and I want you to come up with a story of what's going on with these characters. Okay? So I'm going to end the video right now. Welcome to Psychology 2. I'm so excited to be your teacher. And after you write your story, go into the discussion board. Here it is, right here. Okay, we're going to go to discussion. And we're going to post our introduction of ourselves and post our story. So go ahead and stop and write the story before you do your discussion. Okay.